All right, it's your boy Spank Dog, aka Puffinstein, at YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Tick the notification bell so you know when we go live and when we post videos. And that's it. Let's get into it. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, my eyes healing up. Look at how it looks. It looks so much better. I'm so happy. Yeah, awesome. It's dry skin. It bothers, but like if you put enough moisturizer or Vaseline and like that's how, especially Aquaphor works wonders. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's poppin'? How you doing? Good to meet you, Tapatios. If that's how you pronounce it, Tapatios. Tapatios. Yeah, it's good. That sounds right, Tapatios. Tapatios. But anyway, what's up, brother? How you doing? I'm gonna play a video for everybody. The guy that I'm about to share with us, he might have some answers on what's going on. I'm not certain. Hola, that yeah. Well, I was gonna say, yo soy puertorriqueño. ¿Y tú? Mhm. All right. I was waiting to see if. Oh, all right, cool. There it goes, right there. All right, está bien. All right, so I'm gonna share this screen right now so we could see if this guy could provide us. Browser has lost connection. Oh man, what happened? What was that? Oh man, it's fucking weird. All right, my bad about that, people. It got I lost connection for a second. All right, so we good now.
It can be described, albeit the news coverage of. Well, where do I even start with this one? Albeit the news coverage of it has been kind of ping-ponging back and forth between like a massive, scary operation and probably just some pranksters in their backyard launching drones from their garage. The news is also claiming that shooting down the drones is a little bit trickier than you think because there's certain laws that protect drones from being shot down. It's actually illegal, and the cops could be in some serious hot
He's about to kill it. He knows what he's talking about, though. He makes a lot of sense.
water if they go around shooting at the drones willy-nilly with shotguns or even using something like an RF jammer. And in fact, it's actually when I heard that from the news that I knew something was up. Does everyone have selective memory or something? Didn't the FAA just pass a law, a very controversial law, that if you look up remote ID and FPV, you'll enter into a whole rabbit hole of arguing, fighting, and people shaking.
He's telling people that recently the drones, they passed a law where if you own a drone that weighs above 250 grams, I believe, or something like that, it's not that heavy at all, you have to register it to the point where when you fly your drone, they'll know your location and they'll be able to see through your camera or something like that. Watch.
Shaking their fists at the sky because the FAA passed a law saying that anyone who's even just enjoying FPV as a recreational hobby has to outfit their drone of greater than 250 grams. Mind you, this keyboard here is more than 250 grams, so even tiny
grams,
little hobbyist drones would fall under this.
250 grams is a half a pound. So what the guy's telling you is that this whole thing might be about because people are upset about the new drone laws. They're saying that anything that weighs a half a pound or more, they want to they want it to be registered, and registered to the point where, you know how you turn on your location on your phone, they'll know your location. They'll also be able to see your point of view from the camera, I believe. Listen.
Rule. If your drone is above 250 and you're flying it in the air, you have to have something called remote ID of your drone, and also the information and location of you, the pilot, at the same time. That's definitely not going to be used nefariously, but that's beside the point.
Listen to what that's definitely. Listen, he says that they're gonna know your location and they'll be able to see what's going on with the drone.
Not going to be used nefariously, but that's beside the point. What we're broadcast the information and it's broadcast the information and location of your drone, and also the information and location of you, the pilot, at the same time. That's definitely not going to be used nefariously, but that's beside the point. What we're talking about here is just this year, the FAA and the U.S. government passed a law saying that anyone who doesn't have a remote ID on their drone is subject to, might I say, overreaction from the FBI and local law enforcement and even Timmy's mom.
If your drone doesn't have a remote ID, they're gonna be upset, you know, and people are gonna. I don't know if this directly ties into what's happening with the drones across the country, because that's what it is right now. I'm not saying that there's not things in the air in other countries, but right now across America there's drones everywhere, and it could be like it's the type of thing where it could be like you know, like I don't want to listen to you type stuff, like they're saying you got to register your drones, and it could be where people are saying, you know, to heck with your remote ID. But then there's things that are like weird about the drones that they're wondering if it's extraterrestrial. But my man right here, I don't think he's going that way. I think he's going man-made 100%.
Might get involved. I mean, just look at this infomercial that the FAA put out showing when some guy flew his drone without a remote ID over a local ball game with a bunch of kids around.
As the U.S. and Canadian Border Patrol personnel get set to play their softball game at Pinty Field, southeast of the farmers market, traffic monitoring and FBI surveillance drones conduct operations over the park. A food delivery drone brings pizza to help the players carb load before the game, then promptly departs the area. A recreational user named Danny is in the park nearby and watches as the softball game gets underway. He launches his UAS to get a better view, flying repeatedly over the crowd. A local law enforcement official from the Oneida County Sheriff's Department notices Danny's UAS and notifies other law enforcement officers in Rome. A federal official from the FBI steps in to help retrieve the necessary information. The FBI official initiates a correlation query with the Federal Aviation Administration, which provides identifying information about the UAS and its operator. The FBI official uses this information to determine that Danny is a regular who commonly flies his drone at this park. The official is also able to determine that Danny does not have a waiver to operate over people and contacts Danny directly. In part 2, while the FBI official engages with Danny,
wow. What an interweaving connection of law enforcements.
Yeah, you hear that? That, you know, like they don't. Again, I don't. Like I said, I don't know if this outright ties into the whole thing that's going on. But right around the time that this is taking place, there was a law passed about drones, and they kind of took away. You know how you used to be able to fly a drone, like on some real, like, you know, I just want to go fly my drone, like in the movie Good Boys. Remember that? That movie is pretty much based on the kids losing their drone. So, but yeah, like they're saying that those days are over. Having a drone is like having a car now. You know what I mean? Like you got to register that mofo, and like they'll get upset if you don't. At least that's what it sounds like he's saying.
And the data centers that have all your information, looking you up and finding out exactly where you are to shut you down. Because good drone over a ball game, everyone there is at risk of serious injury.
And let me tell you something. The nerds across America, including yours truly, I'm a different kind of nerd. You know, I'm like Thug Nerd. You know what I mean? But, you know, all the nerds across America, including yours truly, does not like the fact that they're making it where if I buy a drone, if I don't register it with whatever, that I could get a knock on my door type stuff they're saying.
We're talking about a response of that to that situation. Now we look at massive drone operations, you too, just for mere safety of this. The drones that are being flown over now in America, New Jersey, are somewhere around 6 feet. These are drones. These drones that have had a motion crash, they would crash through your roof and potentially kill somebody. Okay, now it's actually really tough and really unlikely for that to happen. But still, the FAA passed a law saying that anyone even enjoying the tiniest hobby of flying this 300-gram drone is going to become an international criminal who will be hunted down as a bond.
I had a feeling that, you know, because let me tell you something. I was in 93 Park not too long ago with my man. I ain't even going to mention his name now. But he had a drone. He had a nice one. But it only weighed like about, like he said, like a half a pound. It wasn't too heavy, but it was nasty. Like it really flew well for not, you know, for one that isn't heavy. So I remember saying to myself, man, like this is really cool. Like you know, but it didn't click to me like it was too cool. Like, you know, like you knew that they were gonna come and spoil it somehow. Now, but like I said, I don't know if the two things are tied into each other. But like I said, you never know if nerd enthusiasts across America got angry. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that's that for sure. Let's listen to what he got to say. It's only a 7-minute video. Check the comments real quick. What's goody, Chola? How you doing? I see you met Tapatios. Tapatios Cop Watch. Chola, what's popping? How you doing? I see you met our new friend. Yeah, they trying to act crazy over the drones. Chola, man, what's wrong with them? They loco.
And yet we can have all these massive drone operations going on. Well, then I guess they must have remote ID, right? Because if they don't have remote ID, then what's all this talk about not being able to deal with the threat and shoot them down? Because it could potentially be a legal operation from a couple pranksters in their garage. Even if they're disturbing people, it's still within their rights to fly their drones in New Jersey, right? No, that's literally the law that you just passed. They are not within their rights to fly that drone without remote ID. So the question, if they have ID information, their location, their address, every single thing about them and their FAA registration, all of that, right? It would be easy to tell the public, oh, it's just a bunch of pranksters who are doing this, right? Okay, but then if they don't, with the threat as severely as poor Danny over there flying over the local ball game.
Yeah, he's saying that you know, like the law they just passed, they're gonna be running up on people who don't have remote ID for their drones. So he was saying that the reason they said they weren't taking down the drones was because they could be protected, because you're not supposed to just take somebody's drone out the sky like that. But he's saying they definitely don't have remote ID because they just passed that law. So he's saying, then why aren't you knocking them out the sky? And I'd like to know that too. I mean, listen, they haven't, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, it could be our government, could be another government. But, you know, when I learned that it wasn't just New York and Ohio no more, they're literally saying that now it's, if there's 50 states in the country, probably 20 something states have seen the same, maybe not to the same degree, but they've seen, you know, drones, like, I guess in a heavy you know, like a lot of drones everywhere, because I heard the guy say it. He said it's not just New York, New Jersey, and Ohio. He said he started naming other states.
That doesn't make any sense. Well, there's only one answer that makes any sense. ISIS has finally registered their drones with the FAA, complying to the remote ID legislation. I joke, that's pretty much just about as unlikely. The obvious answer is it's the American government running an operation. That's exactly what it is. And what the reason why I'm making this video is not to—
Listen, I agree with him. I thought that from the beginning, but at the same time, I've learned not to jump the gun. You know, while he says that, and I do believe that that's true, I don't say, oh yeah, that's it 100%. No. I've learned my lesson, you know. And like I said, it wasn't even nothing that made me like say, oh, I gotta watch it. Like, you know what I'm just saying, by nature, I'm on some like, you know, wait, pause. You know what I'm saying? Stop and think about what you're saying, what you're doing. And but I will tell you that what's coming out this guy's mouth, you know, is logical, more logical than some of the stuff I've been hearing. You know, definitely he makes sense.
just to point out the stupidity of the American government, because honestly, they don't need any help. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because it really ticks me off when I start hearing people in the news talk about foreign adversaries. Right now, we are having a huge amount of, calming down.
Yeah, you don't need to scare everybody, man. Listen, yo, if it is the American government, you should tell the people so that we're not. I don't really get shook up like that. But I'm just saying, like there's a lot of people out there that are really, really worried. You know what I'm saying? And I do this. I take this serious, my channel. So like if I hear something that I think people should know, I'm gonna get on, and talk my little bull crap. But come on, man, don't leave your own people like wondering and contemplating and speculating and it's aliens, it's this, it's that. You know what I'm saying?
Of all the tensions, everyone's getting back to the mindset of we need to get back to making money, taking care of our family, and working together as best as we can. Yes, we have differences, and yes, there's going to be strife and conflict whenever you have differences of culture, but ultimately, we understand the risk. World War III is something nobody wants, and it's not going to be good for anyone. So let's all take the tension down a bit, be a little bit more wise with our words, be a little bit more wise with our actions, and let's see if we can get along. Isn't that in the best interest of everybody? Obviously.
Yo, big shout out to 33rd Frame. I'm definitely gonna give him a subscription. He kind of killed it right here. I'm gonna hit him 90 left.
There's going to be differences of culture and differences of government and all that kind of stuff that's going to create tension. We don't need to add to that, okay? If there's a chance that we can have peace and working together and moving towards a brighter future for our children, let's have it. At least at bare minimum, let's not walk into some sort of conflict out of stupidity. And that's exactly what this is. It's quite clear that this is the American government or some sort of defense industry or a company running some sort of operation that's very much so already been approved by the American government. Whatever. I don't want to talk about that. I'm not going to comment on that, but I know this for sure. There is no way in hell, with all these laws in place, that have already given the local law enforcement the ability to deal with the threat of an unknown drone that doesn't have our ID, which is unknown.
Yeah, they're not gonna let those drones fly all over the place and not handle that. The U.S. is lit. Y'all, I don't know how many people out there don't like the government or whatever, or the ones that do, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, what did he just say right there?
So there's nothing to talk about. If it wasn't a known drone was.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, let me tell you something. If those were foreign, they wouldn't be in the sky no more.
Truly unidentified, it would have been shot down by now. Let's just all take a step back calm down,
Yeah.
focus on our own business. Really, Americans, we got a lot of business to deal with this coming year. We got to focus on that. Pointing the finger isn't going to help anyone. And in fact, it's only going to make us look stupid. Let's not do that, okay? This is 33rd Frame. I hope this.
Yo, big shout out to 33rd Frame, man. That was dope. You know, yeah, man. Now that I think about it, if those were foreign drones, they would not be in the sky no more. We do not play, you know. And to top it off, it's not just us. It's like 40 something other countries if you count NATO. So like, yeah, man, go back to, don't be, you know, for anybody that got a little so tangled up in it that they were worried, especially people. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm close, but I'm not as close as people in the Bronx, people in Staten Island, people in New Jersey. Like, they're really there. So if you're anywhere over there, even in Ohio now, just know that most likely it's not that deep, in my opinion, you know. But everything is speculation, man. What I was gonna say, let me check the comments real quick. The flying nerds are going to be really mad. That's for sure. Yep. I like that comment. Thug nerd. I'm the Goonie nerd. So, but yo, listen, man. I'm gonna let y'all go. I just wanted y'all to know, most likely it's not that deep, but you never know. I wouldn't put my guard down 100%. And I don't got many StreamYard minutes left for the month, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I brought y'all a short one, and I'll be on later probably. God bless you guys. Much love.